I've been trying for a long time to get a video like this onto my channel, but there is a lot involved in it and my equipment is limited. I even forgot my selfie stick. So I think this is going to be the first one that's actually going to make it. I hope it's okay and I hope you enjoy. We're approaching the border into Northern Ireland, and it's not like it used to be with checkpoints and armed guards. It's just simple as this. Well, this is more like the weather I was hoping for. Nice bit of sun breaking through. Go on then. What do you need to do? Have a scratch? Arriving at the campsite, and as you can see it's raining, which is not what they had promised. Well, I'm a bit wrecked after that, but what's really good about this tent, it's a Lidl special. But it's got this lovely big outer, which you can just put up first. So if it's raining, which it was, you can just get it up and then take your time putting all the rest of the stuff in, get the inner in. It'll stay nice and warm. Good vibes only. Poor old Lemmy has to be kept in, so that's why he's anchored. Dogs are not allowed around here without leads. Right. And here's the rain again, so we don't mind because we're sorted. I'm getting a little hungry, so I've decided to make myself a toasted sandwich on my camping gas. This camping gas stove I acquired many years ago from a neighbour who was throwing it away. It's done me well over many a trip. It's just a burner that you fit on top of a camping gas canister. So you've got the little connector that you put on top. And after that's done, the burner goes on top of that. So here comes the connector. And then the next step is the burner, which will go on top. And my plan is to make a toasted cheese sandwich. How am I going to make a toasted cheese sandwich? Well, we shall reveal that very shortly. I have a contraption that will enable me to do so. And it was actually a gift years ago, my other half, as a Valentine's gift, because it's got this kind of Cupid design on it that actually burns into the sandwich, and it's designed for use on a fire or a barbecue, or even just a cooker, a domestic cooker at home. So I have to make up the sandwich, and I'm getting some bread. I'm going to put on some grated cheese. I'm going to put some onion, chopped onion, And then hopefully the plan is to put the little sandwich maker over the burner and make myself a delicious toasted sandwich. And if all that goes to plan, I will be a very happy camper. However, there was a little bit of a flaw in the plan, because when I went to use my trusty burner, it wouldn't work. Here I am trying everything to try and get it to work, but the gas just seemed to be escaping, so no toasted sandwich for me. So instead, Lemmy and I decided to go on a walk. Back at camp now, and I've got the barbecue fired up. But before any of that, I'm going to sit back and relax and have myself a well-deserved can. And I have to say, this is such a Kent survival shot. Okay, so I put dinner on, even though I'd like to wait a little longer for the ash to go completely grey, because these bags do be very hot. But I'm a bit worried it might rain. So I'm just thinking, I love the idea of this little stool, the gardening stool. I've actually seen East Anglian buscraft Craig use it after I had already got it. So I was thrilled to see that. But although it's a brilliant idea, I'm going to sit in the camp chair because it's more comfortable. So kind of thinking, what's the point in bringing that? I guess that if you were really trying to travel light, it would be great. We did bring it on a canoe trip and it went into the river, and that's why it's kind of gone a bit streaky and brown. But it survived. So anyway, I've got chicken kebabs that I got. And I have a lentil curry in here. It's been in my camper's kitchen for quite a while. My camper's kitchen being the wicker basket you can see over there. So I'm going to heat that up. We're going to have the chicken, and I've got some naan bread. And that's going to be dinner. Now, where am I going to put my spoon? Because it's dirty. Right, I do have a table inside there, but I don't want to bring it out because there's loads of stuff on it. I'm going to put this serviette down here. And I'm going to put the spoon on that. Oh, I can put it on the lid. Even better. Right. That's stupid because I need to put the lid back on the pot. So, onto the serviette it goes. The chicken skewers are so heavily spiced, I don't think I'm going to be able to know when they're actually cooked or not. So I guess I'll just leave them on for a certain length of time. I put the naan breads around the periphery to keep them going. By the way, the chicken is barbecue flavour, not tikka, because that's all I could get in the local supermarket. I did go into Asda, but I actually put everything back that I got there because I'm kind of concerned about that Bovair stuff. Like, I was buying milk and it was Arla, and I believe they're using that Bovair thing. Bovair is that supplement that they're giving to cows to stop them farting. So my instinct tells me that's really dodge. And I don't really want to drink milk from a cow that's been given a drug to stop it from farting. So, yeah, I went to Super Value instead. And that's what they had. Would have been better to have chicken tikka. Also, I picked them because they were chicken breast. The lentil curry is a supermarket bought one. Seeing as how I'm mentioning supermarkets, I might as well say I bought it in Lidl. Vimodo is the brand. Yeah, I also bought my tent in Lidl. I had a tent from Lidl before and it served me well for years and years. I even set it on fire a few times and it survived. So, just reporting, not affiliated, not sponsored, anything like that. Yeah, it's a little bit weird. This chicken it's not, it's very dry. It's got real dry marinade on it. You'd kind of expect it to be sizzling and cracking by now, but it's not. A bit charred looking. Hopefully it's okay. The curry is certainly done nicely. Breads are just slowly doing their thing. And here it is. Time to eat. Sky's looking dark again, so I might go inside. I've added some coleslaw. No, not coleslaw. Creme fraiche. And coriander. Now, it looks really nice. That glass is just a prop, unfortunately. There's no sparkling stuff in it. This is my new stove. I went to Halford's in Downpatrick yesterday evening and got it to replace the old trusty one that was no longer working. And I'm making coffee with my percolator. It's just done. It smells divine. Here we are. I'm so looking forward to it. This is the first time I've ever made proper coffee in all the years I've been camping. Now, for breakfast, I'm having the sandwich that I made earlier, yesterday. That's been sitting in a plastic bag. Well, it ain't pretty, and it took a while, but I'm really looking forward to it because I think it's going to be delicious. So we're walking to Killylee. We're going to take the scenic route, and I think it's about an hour. There's somewhere that's called down. There's a lot of up. Lemmy, that cow looks like you. Oh, friendly cows. Maybe they think you're related. More ups and downs. Big black cloud. Beautiful blue sky. No trails.
This is me happy. Here we go. That's why it's called Shore Road. To the shore now. Come on.
Well, we're approaching the town limits now, as you can see from the 30-mile-an-hour speed limit, which applies to all towns in the UK. What's the story in Balamory, wouldn't you like to know? Well, here's a sign of the times. No public telephone available for emergencies, so I guess they're depending on you carrying a mobile. Here's another sign of the times, a very cute looking old general store, no longer in use as such. Here's the old and the new. So now I'm walking up towards the famous Killyleagh Castle, which was originally a Norman stronghold built in the 12th century by John de Courcy, and it was redesigned in the 18th century in a chateau style by the architect Sir Charles Lanyon, as commissioned by Sir Hans Hamilton. It is the oldest inhabited castle in Northern Ireland and has a rich history. It was used as a training ground for the British Army in World War II. The beautiful grounds are currently used for settings for concerts, weddings. Look at this little gate lodge. It's absolutely fabulous. Or is it a gate lodge? I'm not sure, but it's just amazing. And just as I want to have a peep in, I remember the castle is still inhabited, although they do leave the gates open kindly so people can come and have a squiz. But with that in mind, I don't want to approach too close, just in case.
Always a dream of mine to sit out in the sunshine and have an afternoon pint, and that's exactly what I'm going to do now. Nice bowl of ice water for Lemmy. Sorted.
I'm now heading to look for the medieval church, which is marked on the map. And I'm walking down this tree-lined section alongside the castle. Very beautiful.
Oh, it smells beautiful. It smells like privet hedge, but I can't see a privet hedge. You know them white flowers that come on the privet hedge? storm damage.
So this is the back of the castle. If we have a little peep in through these slits in the walls, we might be able to see the back garden. And this is a view inside a tower, obviously disused. So now I'm coming up to what's known as Mary's Stile, and I think that's a reference to a poem that was written by Lady Dufferin of the castle in the early 20th century, possibly, about a man talking to his wife who's laid to rest in the cemetery here before he heads off to America. It was credited as being written during the famine, but that particular Lady Dufferin, whose name was Helen Selina, wasn't born until 1907, so that kind of doesn't add up. So this is known as Killowen Church, and Killowen seems to be a reference to the river which flows close to it, as in Church of the River, Kill-Owen, an English version of Owen for river. That's not me trying to look pouty or selfie face or anything. It's just me trying to shoo the flies away from my face. So this is the east gable wall, which is all that remains of Killowen Church now. Amazing place. We've had dinner, which was leftovers from yesterday, reheated up on the barbecue. Very tasty it was too, just with an addition of some halloumi. Now we're out for an evening walk up to the Strangford stone, and I'm determined to catch the sunset up there. Apparently there's a 360 view, so here it is in the distance. I did kind of want to have another early night, but for the benefit of you lot, I'm going to try and catch a sunset. So here's the Strangford stone over, and there's the north, south, east and west views. So we're going to stick with the west for the sunset. And for every sunset, there's a counter sunset. This is as close up. I think it looks like Mordor. And here's the Misty Mountain. Well, back at the tent again. Time to go to sleep. Everybody has their lights. Especially these guys here. They have a whole tower. Pretty awesome. Night, night, everybody. Good morning. I slept well, thanks to a weird nightmare featuring Glenda Jackson in a haunted house. Lemmy's waking up. It's
7. All packed and ready to go. It's been brilliant. Weather's fantastic. Just beat the rain. Got the tent down. Yeah, I'd come again. Beautiful area to explore. Lots to explore. Gonna do a little bit more before heading home. There it goes.
Well, we're leaving the campsite now, and it's perfect timing because here comes the rain. I hope you've enjoyed my first endeavour of getting a camping video up on YouTube. I have to give a big shout out to all the guys and girls who make them on a regular basis. There's such a lot involved in them. I don't know how people get them out once a week and such high quality. I know this is not going to compare to the quality, but you have to start somewhere. Maybe if it goes well, you might invest in a little bit of equipment, a bit of time, etc. Anyway, I really enjoyed it, and I'm really looking forward to hearing from anybody. If you enjoyed, do let me know. I think we might make one more little stop on the way.